It's true, bamboo bedding is dreamy to sleep on. That's why Quince aptly named their Bamboo Dream Quilt Set. Coming in 12 colors, you're absolutely going to love this quilt and 2 shams set. Starting at the softest of pinks and going all the way to a dark navy. It's going to be perfect for anyone's room. Your own, your guest rooms, your kids' rooms, maybe even back to the dorm bedding. Quince has everything you need to elevate your space, from bedding to soft organic towels, airy curtains, and premium kitchen tools designed for everyday use. And of course, as you know, Quince has gorgeous cashmere and other wardrobe essentials. And the best part, Quince's products are half the cost of similar brands. They partner with top artisans and cut out the cost of the middleman, passing the savings on to us. Thank you, Quince. And they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, so you can feel good about your purchases from Quince. Elevate your space with home essentials from Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT.
Ring in the new year at home. I forgot how we started. Hold on, I'll start now. Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Anita Joyce here with Kelly Wilkness, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks. Today, it is 2025, and here it comes.
Yeah.
Well, now, Kelly, before we get started, do you have your champagne glass in your hand? Are you ready?
Oh, yes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Cheers.
All right. Well, cheers to not only 2025 in general, but our 9th year of Decorating Tips and Tricks is starting now. We can't even believe that we've been doing this for 9 years.
That is amazing. It has been quite a while.
It kind of is amazing, because when we thought about talking about decorating in an audio format, we thought, I don't know if that's going to even work, but it certainly has worked. We have been at this for a long time. We still love it. You still love it. The downloads on our show are what?
They are approximately 7.5 million.
All right. That sounds pretty good to me. So thank you very much for everybody out there that made up that 7.5 million.
Yeah, well, it's interesting you say, how do we talk about decorating this much? My brother was here and he said, now, what do you do? And I said, I have a podcast on decorating. And he said, haven't you covered everything by now? And I said, well, oddly enough, no, we have not. we still have more material. I said,
oh my gosh, we're raring to go. We can't wait to get more out there for this year. So we do have 660 episodes, as you may know, if you're coming along with us. But we have more than that, actually, because we've been doing these bonus episodes, which really don't get a number. So that's kind of really amazing that we have, I think it's probably close to 672 episodes, including the bonuses, all those downloads. And we are broadcast in 85 countries. So people in 85 different countries around the globe are listening to Decorating Tips and Tricks. So we have quite a large community, and we just want to thank you all.
Oh, yes. Thank you to everyone that listens. Well, and actually this brought up another question with my brother, because I was saying, yeah, we're getting close to episode 666. And he said, well, what's that one going to be about? And the suggestion was maybe we should just skip that number. So I don't know what we're going to do about that one, Kelly.
Oh, that's like in an elevator when they don't have a 13th floor.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking about. We might just skip over that one.
Our most popular episode of 2024 was, drumroll, designer tricks to try now. So if you've missed that one, apparently it was really, really good. And it was first broadcast in June of 2024, June 19th.
Well, we'll link.
To be
we'll
specific.
link in the show notes. Because
Yeah.
if you've missed it, apparently that's our best one. So we'll...
And then the most controversial, which we got some not very nice reviews on.
Uh-oh.
So it was called What Makes Your House Look Cheap? Now, we've kind of had done episodes along those lines in the past, but people really got their panties in a wad about this one for whatever reason.
Maybe it was the title. Maybe if it was what your neighbor's doing that maybe they might not want to do, maybe that would have been okay.
I don't know. It's something to do with those grommet curtains. People really
you think that's what it was?
That really, the grommet curtains. Yeah. But I mean, I'd want to know, right? So we laid it all out. We're honest. Maybe to a fault, apparently, in April. We were honest to a fault.
Yes. Well,
so
yes.
Let us know what you like, what maybe you'd like to hear episodes about, or different ideas that you might have. Particularly if you're a longtime listener, you might have come up with your own thoughts like, hey, I wish they would do an episode on XYZ. Well, shoot us an email and let us know what that might be. Or even features. We've been doing the crushes, which everyone seems to really love. For, I don't know, what do you think, Anita? Like at least 5-6 years. We've been doing
quite
those.
A while. Yeah.
Very popular, right? And then we've done, as I mentioned, these bonus episodes. So let us know if you tune in on that last Friday of the month for the bonus episode.
Or if you want us to do some more episodes on listener questions, because we used to do those a lot.
Yes.
And now we're doing them less often, but they're always fun to do. So that might be something to think about.
Yes, but we obviously need your emails with your questions. We can't just be making up the questions, right? So if you want to have that type of episode, then shoot us some questions and we will definitely do that. If we got a handful of questions, we will make one of those bonus episodes a listener question episode. And then the DTT Defines, which I love, and I know Anita puts a lot of work into. So let us know. Do you love that? Do you want more of that? We could also, do a whole bonus episode on different DTT Defines. So lots of ways to play it. What we want to do is give you what you want. So obviously we've been doing a pretty good job of guessing, but the more information we get from you,
right.
The better the show can be and the more to your liking.
Well, that's right, because we are having to kind of go by the downloads per episode. So the more direct information you give us, the more we can target what you specifically want. And sometimes, that's the way it works everywhere, where there's a few squeaky wheels and those people usually get what they want because they voice it. Whereas if you don't ever say, well, then we just won't know.
I'm just never going to say I like grommet curtains, though, no matter how much they squeak.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's, I agree with that.
So how were your holidays?
Well, they were wonderful, except that my mom, after she'd spent several days with us, and we had a great Christmas, and when we took her back to her apartment, I got a call. I mean, it had been 20 minutes, and I got a call that she had fallen and was on the way to the ER. And we met her in the ER, and she did break her wrist. So I know it's really good that it's not her hip or her leg, but even a broken wrist when you're older, can be pretty significant or could cause some significant changes to your lifestyle. I mean, now she's struggling to get dressed, to cook any meals, even getting around. If you're using a cane or a walker, just having one good hand is not really that great, especially if you don't have good strength or a good grip. So, I mean, she was really starting to get around really well. And then this happened. So it's pretty much a major setback.
I was so sad when you texted me that happened. It's also impacted your lifestyle, for sure.
Oh, so. Yes.
We had some wonderful times over the holidays. We slid right from Christmas into New Year's Eve, and right prior to that, I had the opportunity, and my family, as a result of me, had the opportunity to go and help decorate one of the Rose Bowl floats, because I volunteer at the Humane Society, and they have a float with Hill's Pet Foods. And it was so amazing to get to see behind the scenes of the making of these gorgeous floral floats. I mean, it's a universe into itself, this whole community of people that come together, the designers, artists, all the volunteers that come to help put the flowers on the the floats, and they had started back in November with the seeds and the dry grasses and whatnot, but I had signed up for the 29th, so we got there where they were actually putting the roses and the flowers on. So beautiful. I had put a reel on my Instagram, so it's probably still up there if anybody wants to take a look at that. But it was so much fun, and it was such a great result as far as what the Humane Society wanted to achieve from this float. I mean, it's wonderful to have the float, and it's fun, and it's community building and all of that. But 3 of the pets that were actually adoptable, so live pets, were on the float. So dogs that I had known from going and working at the Humane were on the float. Not only did they all get adopted that same day, but many more pets, dogs and cats, were adopted from the Humane Society on that day. They're not usually open on New Year's Day, but they tried it out, and it was a great success. And so that was such a fun thing to be part of. Initially got there, and I was put in this group of people where we were clipping mums off and then like putting glue on the back of them. And all these people, there must have been 6 or 7 of them, they took a bus from North Carolina.
What?
Yes, a bus ride. So apparently there's a whole thing where people come to Pasadena for the Rose Parade. They tour around, they do some LA things and whatnot, but they're there, they volunteer. They were there from 8 to 4 that day.
Wow.
We did not volunteer that long. Yeah, working it. And then they get great seating at the parade, and then they can go to the game and whatnot. And we also went to the game. So after watching the parade basically on our corner, and I thought, my gosh, we can walk right to the corner, and these people were on a bus from North Carolina come to this thing.
Wow, that's
like
dedication.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how lucky are we? But then we went to the game this year, which we've never done before because Oregon was playing, and one of our girls goes there. So fun.
That's awesome. And yeah, we had a great time doing so much stuff. And 4 Evie left. Now our process is, she can't leave until she helps me put up all the Christmas stuff. And everything's in the barn. It's like it has to all be transported back. Everything's all put up here, which was nice. It was wonderful having it out. We got it out the day after Thanksgiving, and we just put it up. So it's been up for a while. And so I was just wondering, how about you? Did you put up your Christmas stuff yet, or is it still out?
Well, I'm collecting it all. And it's all on the dining room table now, but the tree is still in there, and the tree still has some ornaments on it. I've been working on it, and we really kept the party going through New Year and then after it. And so it just felt right to keep it up. And this year I got started a little earlier than I normally do because I did a little photo shoot for a friend of mine who has a store in San Marino.
Oh, I loved your photos on Instagram. They were so charming.
Thank you. It was so fun. She'd been asking me to do it for a couple of years, and for whatever reason, I couldn't do it, or the dates weren't good. And I said, finally, I have to say, I'm going to do this. So it was December 11th, and I had that day looming in my head that I had to have everything done. And, you're thinking about you're decorating and whatnot, but maybe not thinking about somebody's going to come and take pictures of it and all that. Yeah. So I really went a little...
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I went a little over the top. It felt like the old blog days when I was taking more pictures and doing that. So it was fun. It was great. We had such a fun day doing that. And that got me going. So we've been having the lovely decorations since the 11th. So now it's time for them to come down. Yeah, the greens are getting a little crunchy. Yes. The tree looks like it really needs to leave. What I'm doing, and what I've always done, is just kind of pulling out the real Christmassy stuff, obviously, and all the reds and even red flowers and things like that. And I keep the greens, or I refresh them. I change the water of all the greens. I had so many greens this year, throughout the time it was up. But now I just did it again and got rid of sort of the pine and the branches that really look super Christmassy, like, the fir pine tree kind of look. Throw all that out, or compost it if you've got a compost thing going. Another idea is, if you have bigger branches, to actually take them out into your garden, particularly if you live in a place where it's colder, and you can put them at the base of your shrubs and whatnot. It's a really nice ground, sort of mulch for the season, and it'll just kind of decompose as it's going along. So that is really helpful. So that's something to think about if you just don't want to stuff it all in the, yard waste bin or what have you. So I'll do that with the tree when I take the branches off. Plus, it's better to cut it up, I find, rather than just dragging the needles falling throughout the house. That's something to be looking forward to. But nobody here wants to help take anything down because that's not fun.
No, I know. But I told her if she's not going to help me set it up or take it down anymore, that it might not be happening. So, yeah, a little blackmail here. Yeah. But it is a lot. Because it's hauling everything to the house. And we had 2 trees, too. We had one in the house and, another, 2 in the house, but one little one somewhere else. So, I don't know. It just seemed like a lot to put up.
Yeah. Even though you've been sort of paring it down over the years, as we always discuss in our episodes.
Right. We have, but the 2 trees, because the ornament boxes.
Hey, we'll be right back with the rest of the show, but keep listening so we can continue bringing you DTT. So have you tried Dupe yet? If you haven't, come on, dupe.com. It is going to be your new shopping best friend. And it's not just for furniture. I know I've shared with you about my coffee table dupe, but you can save money with Dupe on fashion, shoes, jewelry, and more. I just used Dupe to find an absolute perfect twin of this t-shirt that I wanted. It was an $80 t-shirt. I was not going to pay $80 for a t-shirt. Dupe helped me find the twin, like maybe the exact same shirt. Find something you love, and then you can find replicas, twins, and maybe the exact thing for so much less. Give Dupe a try today. It is really so easy to use. You just type dupe.com / before any product URL in your browser and voila, it instantly finds you less expensive alternatives. They even have an app and a browser extension you can download. No account is required. No sign up is required. It is completely free. I know, can you believe it? But it is completely free to use. Stop wasting money on brand names and start saving with dupe.com today. But I love January, as I think you do too, Anita.
It's our month.
It is our month. If you're new to us and you don't know it, we have the same birthday. So the 17th is our birthday. And so January just feels like a special month. I love getting my new planner. I love having ideas on what's going to happen in the new year. So, as we're talking to you about ideas for DTT, we would love to hear what you'd like to be hearing from us. But I also want to hear from you, Anita. Do you have any ideas for your own house, what you're going to be doing in 2025?
Well, I think first on my list is to do some January organization. I always like to do that in January. I don't know the house needs that much because there's not a lot of storage in the house, but the barn is a wreck. And, as you know, we had a city house and a country house before. We combined them into this house, and this house doesn't have a lot of storage. So the barn is kind of overstuffed. And I guess there's not a big rush on it, but I know whenever we move out of this house, I've already made it clear to everyone, if it's in the barn, it's not going. So,
wow, you're laying down some law.
Well, okay? I mean, obviously, if you
don't help with Christmas, there will be no Christmas. You put it in the barn, you're never going to see it again.
Well, now actually Evie is using it for her seasonal decor. She got a lot of Christmas stuff that she set out this year, and she bought a bunch of Valentine stuff, which is really charming. So she said, I think I'm going to need another rack for your barn. She said, am I allowed to have another one in there? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I definitely want to do some organization, get rid of some more stuff, do some more decluttering. And, there's still a lot of projects from just fixing up the house from our initial move-in. It wasn't a brand new house. So, you inherit problems. We've fixed a lot of the unsexy problems like power to the barn and the water softener, that sort of thing. And now we're kind of working on more things like I changed out some light fixtures I didn't care for. And now I'm looking at all these faucets in the house that are not only oil rub bronze, which I don't care for, but also a lot of them have a lot of hard water deposits on them. So I'm going to be changing those out. And, I'm trying to think too, what's going to be after that? Do I focus on adding some paint changing some paint colors? Because the whole house is just bright white, the whole thing.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that. I know we did an episode not too long ago about adding color to your white kitchen. And I think maybe during that episode, we talked about the fact that you have a lot of white. Well, I have a lot of white too. And it was very purposeful and I did it. But ever since that episode, I've been thinking more about adding some color to my white kitchen because it's super white. Yeah. But I really haven't done it yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been thinking about ways to do that. I changed out the chair that's in there that everybody loves because the one that was there just was very well worn from people and dogs. And it was one of those accent chairs that we talk about that, you can get for $250. So it lasted a good long time, but didn't look too good anymore. So that went out and I donated that to a charity, local charity, and I got a new chair that I was really coveting for a while, but no one likes it as much as the other one.
Well, that's the way that goes.
Peter's called it the whiplash chair because there's no support for your neck. I'm like, well, first of all, you're not going at high speeds. You're just sitting there. What's the problem? And you normally all day walk around holding your head up. What is the problem? And it's a gorgeous chair.
That is funny. Well, it's interesting you talk about the color and, I'm thinking about adding the color, but I think I may just start with just painting a few doors.
Yeah.
Some color and just start with that and maybe just some window trim and think about that. I'm trying to decide, do I paint next or do I change out these doorknobs throughout the house because they're all that oil rub bronze, the whole house.
Back to your comment on the oil rub bronze faucets getting the hard water stains. I had that in our prior house. I don't know. There was something about the oil rub bronze finish. It was a little rougher finish, and it was
it's very
not
obvious.
Inexpensive. Yeah, there was like Newport brass. It was a good brand, but yeah, it really turned. So that's unattractive.
Yeah, so that's something I want to do, yeah.
So I give you the go-ahead on that.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, well, the plumber's going to be very expensive, so he's going to, he'll have a good Christmas next year.
You'll make his 2025 start off nicely.
He'll enjoy it, because I'll have quite a few things that need to go. Yeah.
Good for him. Mm-hmm. So what I'm doing right now is after I get everything off my dining room table, which you're encouraging me to do, today feels like the start. The day we're recording this is January 6th, right? Little Christmas? Isn't that Little Christmas?
I've had guests in my house since December 21st. My last guest just left today.
Wow. Yeah.
So, I've enjoyed all my guests, but, it's always nice.
But they leave.
Well, I don't mean it in a bad way. In case my brother's listening.
Good luck on that. He asked you what you do. So I don't think he's listening.
Oh, yeah. No, he doesn't. Yeah. That's a long time to have people in your house. And so, yes, I am savoring the quiet.
The afternoon of the 25th up into New Year's. It just is this wonderful time where people don't expect all that much from you as far as, work and answering emails and things like that. And you just kind of get to slide through. You're enjoying yourself. Maybe you have a glass of champagne at 5:00 somewhere, that kind of thing. It's a really nice time.
Well, it definitely is. And this really is the first Monday after the new year. And in fact, Evie is a school teacher. She does not go back to school until tomorrow, which is...
really?
Yeah.
They gave a little bonus day. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Really easing into it. Well, look at us. We had to get right back to it on the 6th.
Well, yeah.
On the Monday.
Yes, I know.
Well, we had to have a show for you for Wednesday, so there you go.
Right, but I didn't have to get dressed and leave my house, so, there's that.
There's a bonus.
But I am dressed.
What we're doing. Yeah, I have clothes on too, no doubt. I even washed my hair this morning.
Stop it.
Yeah, I did. So I'm going to go to Trader Joe's later today because, of course, for some reason we need more food, but I'm going to get armfuls of white flowers. That's what I love to do in January.
I miss Trader Joe's. Do you know that is the only thing I talk about missing, leaving the city?
Wow. We never even really got to talk about that because it was, there was just so much when you were moving. There was just a lot. And by the time you settled in and all these things were going on, then you had some like weird weather things and everything.
Right.
I never even got to ask you, like, are you missing Houston?
Mm-hmm. Well, and we lived in the middle of the city. We were, a mile away from just so many cute coffee shops, restaurants. We were in the heart of that. Trader Joe's was just down the street, and we had all these grocery stores, and now it's 20 minutes to get just a jug of milk. So yeah, it's a longer drive, but yeah, I miss my Trader Joe's. But the restaurants, I'm okay. I don't mind. I mean, I like a lot of cooking at home anyway, so I'm fine with the lack of, well, I shouldn't say we don't have restaurants. We do. Yeah, if you like barbecue or Mexican, you'll love it out here. Otherwise, you might not be so happy with the restaurants. So,
gosh, well, maybe you just need a cow. Aren't you going to do something in your garden? Weren't we talking about that? Some garden ideas?
Yes. Oh, that's right. I've got to get you pictures of my garden.
Yeah.
Okay, I took them. I need to send them to you because I have no landscaping around this house. So, and it's not brand new, but they never really landscaped it. Like I said, it's out in the country. I'm going to send you pictures, Kelly, and I need ideas for my garden. So that actually is on my list for this year to at least get started on that. So I'm hoping we can share what we're doing on the podcast.
Oh, that would be so fun. I would love that. Yeah, and I'm doing some things in the garden too this year. I've given up trying to have things live here that don't want to live here. I just want now plants that are happy to be here. Coming from the East Coast, even though it's been quite some time, I have this passion for hydrangeas, and I had to get over my passion for peonies pretty early on because they're just not going to grow here. So things that are going to be happy and healthy, that's what I want in the garden because I want it to be lush and beautiful. And I like to spend a lot of time out in the garden, and I do. But you still don't want to be disappointed. You want it to look beautiful, and especially if you can't get out there a lot. So it's almost cliche now in the gardening world, but right plant, right spot is the thing.
Well, that's a good point, and that is something I want to do. We actually don't have any irrigation here, and my goal is to do xeriscaping and native plants so that they're not going to need a lot of water. Because I really would like it just something that suits the environment, something that's going to be happy here and not demanding a lot.
Right. Do we have a DTT Defines today?
We do. And this one is a term I don't know if most people know about this or not. If you have not had a brick home in your life, you might not know. But it's a weep hole. Do you know what that is?
A weep hole?
A weep hole.
No, I thought you were going to say a German schmear.
So weep holes are small gaps in the mortar of a brick wall that allow the water within the wall to evaporate and exit the structure. So they're located at the bottom of the exterior walls, and they allow water to seep out. At one point, they started building buildings with a brick cavity wall in building construction, and so there was kind of a hollow space which could build up moisture, and they found they had to do something to get that moisture out. So in the 19th century, they started creating these weep holes. So that's what it is.
Huh. I did have a brick house, or partially brick house at one point, but I don't remember noticing any weep holes, but I guess they were there.
Well, I was in a brick house. I think it was our second brick home. I was walking around and kind of realized, the mortar was missing in certain places near the base of the house. And I didn't know at the time that was on purpose.
Oh, yeah. So there's a good tip. If you have a brick house and there's mortar missing, you're good. Don't worry about it. Take that off your list for 2025.
That's right.
You don't need to get that filled in.
Okay. What is your crush?
Yes, my crush today is a home tour of a garden designer, Butter Wakefield. She's an American woman, but she's lived in Britain for many years. And I think she married a Brit, and she's lived in London for many years, and that's where she practices. And I just really adore her whole look, her whole aesthetic. There's a tour of her home. She is not a minimalist, let's just say. There's a lot going on and a lot of color. So I thought it would be a great home to share. There's a lot to see. It's a visual feast. So I will link that in the show notes.
My crush is something I got for Christmas. And it's a cookbook called Paleo Baking at Home, the ultimate resource for delicious grain-free cookies, cakes, bars, breads, and more by Michelle Rosen. And she has a website called Paleo Running Mama.
I was going to ask you, is she Paleo Running Mama?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she's great. We have one of her cookbooks. I don't know which one we have. It might be that one. But yeah, I really enjoy her too.
Well, I haven't made anything yet, but I am so excited because the problem is when you do decide to go grain free, for most of the part we do try to stay grain free, it really cuts out a lot of yummy things. I've already given up on bread because of the gluten, and I miss it so much. And yes, there are gluten-free breads, but some of those aren't really that great for you when you go to gluten-free. Some of these gluten-free grains aren't really that great for you. So we have moved more toward the paleo. So I am so excited. She has some scones in here, cakes, muffins. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. And Evie, while she was here, made so many paleo desserts, mostly with almond flour, but a lot of other flours that are grain-free, and like cassava flour. So delicious, so good. We didn't use refined sugars at all, kind of coconut sugars, maple syrup, that sort of thing. We've had the most amazing food. Evie, I mean, she is into cooking now and the baking, and just really the most eating I've done in a long time. It was so good.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Well, yeah, she has a great blog too, and I'm sure she has a really robust Instagram if anybody wants to check out Michelle Rosen there. Yeah, definitely a good resource. And maybe people have a idea in 2025 that want to revisit their eating habits or nutrition. So that might be a great place and a great resource for them. So much fun today. I missed you. I know we text, but I didn't get to hear your voice. So that was so fun to reconnect. And really, we do want to know what you want. So that's the whole idea of this episode, is to find out what you would like to hear from DTT in 2025. So let us know. Shoot us an email. You can even leave a voicemail, and we will definitely take everything to heart. So thanks so much for hanging out with us today. And remember, we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time. Want to talk to us? Well, we really want to talk to you. So let's schedule a design consult. Anita and I are here to give you individualized, actionable advice on how to create the beautiful home you want and deserve. It's so easy to schedule a design consult with us. Simply click the link in the show notes or head to decoratingtipsandtricks.com/consult. When we talk to you on the scheduled time, we will be ready with so many great tips, advice, and yes, tricks. So sign up today for a design consult. We can't wait to talk to you.